Hi, I'm Heather from firststepreading.com. I wanted to show you a couple games you can play with your kids that are learning games to teach different lessons to your kids. So I found these blocks. They're blank on all the different sides. You can use these or you can use dice and cover the numbers. And I made a set for short vowels with beginning consonants, ending consonants, and vowels. And I also put in there long vowels. I added an extra one with E's on all the sides, and some sides are blank, so that this would be the ending consonant for vowel, consonant, vowels, so that if an E's at the end, they'd read it as a long vowel, and if it's blank, they would it would be a short vowel because there's no ending vowel. And I added the same thing with an I for vowel, vowel, consonant. Consonant, vowel, vowel, consonant. So if the I's there, then it's a long vowel, which is silent, or if it's nothing, then they read it as a short vowel. So I have that set. I have a set of blocks with sight words on it. I did it for sh, k, th sounds, for ing sounds, for the A and ink sound, for the Y as I sound, for the oo sound, for the controlled R sound. I just made different little packets so that we can practice different things. And there's a couple games you can play. The first game is like Boggle, where you set a timer for 2 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever you decide, and your child rolls the dice and tries to read the word, and however many words they can read in the 2 minutes or the 5 minutes, they get a point for each word, and they can see how many points they get. Another game is with the sight words would be they roll the sight words and see how many different sight words they can read in the 2 minutes or 5 minutes, and they get points like a game, like a Boggle kind of game. I'll show you an example of the short vowel one. So here's my vowel cube with all the vowels. Here's my beginning consonant, and here's my ending consonant cube. So those ones I would use for the short vowel. So I'd roll it, and it's not a real word, but they would say sop, and then they roll it again and see how fast they can do it and how many they can do in the time you give them. And then if I wanted to make it long vowels, you say this one always goes at the end, even when you roll it. If it's not at the end, put it at the end. So then I roll it, and I got cape. Then I'd roll it again and see how many. And you notice I put some blank to remind them that to switch to a short vowel, that would be cap, not cape, if it ended up on the blank side. And then I did an I one, and this is for vowel, vowel, consonant. It would be silent. It's pretend words, but let's say I roll it, and it became blank, so it's chem. It's not a real word, but if it was here, they need to know to pronounce it as keem, because this one's silent and that one's long. So just different games, and you can give them any length of time you want. And then the same thing for sight words. I just wrote a bunch of sight words, and you roll them, and as many sight words as they can read in the time to get points. And it's just fun, and they can see how many points they can get. They can play with their brother or sibling and see who gets more points. So one way to play is like Boggle, with points and a timer. So you would need the blocks with whatever lesson you want to go over, and just a timer, like a kitchen timer. Another game is to take any of the board games you have at home. We have Candyland, we have Chutes and Ladders, and we have this little memory game that comes with a board. Anything that has a little board. This one I like because it's short. They don't have to play that long if they have a short attention span. This came from a memory board game. And so basically they roll the dice, and every word that they get right, or they get to roll the dice one time. If they get it right, however many words they get right, or if it's sight words, there's three words on a dice, or if they read the word right, they get to move 1 point, and whoever gets to the finish line first wins. This came from one of the board games we have, and instead of using the cards that they came with, we use our learning cards. Another one is Chutes and Ladders. This one would take longer. However many dice they get right is they get a roll at one time. With the sight words, there's 3 dice, so they can go up to 3 spaces at a time, or you can make more sight word dice. You can make 7 sight word dice, or they can move further, faster, for as many as they can read right. With the words, you can say they get a roll at 6 times, and if they get all 6 right, they can go 6 spaces. If they get 3 right, they can go 3 spaces. With the reading words, it's pronunciation, if they pronounce it right. And whoever can get Chutes and Ladders is fun because you can play 2, because it doesn't matter how many you get right, it matters where you land and if you go down a chute or if you don't, so you can play with them. Candyland, you can do it instead of colors, just do it as spots and see where they land, depending on how many they get right when they roll it. Pronouncing it right or sight words right. And you can play 2, and you can have they can have an extra turn of rolling or an extra 3 turns of rolling than you to make it more fair, and you can play it that way. So that's a way to incorporate cubes with letters and lessons into normal board games to make board games educational. I hope that helps give you an idea of a fun way to incorporate education into games. Thank you.
FirstStepReading.com. Teach your child to read with our free video lessons.